with women over 38, over 40, how to have the best chance to catch that good egg. For women over 40, we have to think about egg quality and egg reserve. And from all of the research that I've done, which is very extensive and exhaustive, both reading but also interviewing experts directly, experts that work in labs with eggs and sperm and have advanced reproductive technology degrees. From all that I could understand, we really cannot know our egg reserve and our egg quality. We can take blood tests and do observation methods that might indicate a suggestion, an assumption about what's going on in egg reserve and egg quality. So this is something that every woman who of advanced maternal age, and especially over 40, needs to understand from the outset. If we look at it in the most basic way, it can take women, like at the age I was, over 40, longer to conceive. Let's say you're still dropping one egg every month, and we'll talk about self-assessments in a minute so that we can know how do you know if you're if you're actually ovulating. Let's say you're still dropping one egg every month, but let's say the egg quality has gone down, most likely because of advanced age. That means that maybe, let's just to throw out a number, 1 in every 10, 12 eggs is good. That means even if everything else about your fertility is perfect, your personal chance would be 1 in 10 months would take, or 1 in 12 months. So first of all, we have to assume that it's going to take us longer to conceive. It may not, but that would be a very fair assumption given the high level of research we have about egg quality deteriorating. Which is why I go to the second thing I want to talk about, which is how to optimize, self-assess and optimize your own fertility level at home and DIY. At home and DIY can mean after you've understood enough. You will search out an herbalist, an acupuncturist, both of which I think can be extremely helpful with fertility advancement, and a medical professional in the conventional and fertility medicine. There's so much to learn yourself first in self-assessment and optimization, and this applies to women over 40 especially, because as soon as you start, let's say 1 in every 10 months, we're just going to approximate to throw out a number, 1 in every 10 months you're going to have a good egg. You want to make sure that you have your technique down for every way that you're going to optimize your fertility so that when that good egg comes, everything else that has to be in place will support the conception to happen and to stick. So here's a list of the other things you want to make sure are going on in your body and in your ways of inseminating, having sex, so that you can have your best chances to catch that good egg. 3 main points. You need to be overall healthy. Your body needs to know that it feels good, it feels thriving, it feels youthful, it feels juicy, it feels breathful, oxygenated, hydrated. All of those things could not be overstated. Any way that you know that you're not getting enough of the rest activity balance, fix it. Any way that you know that you're not getting the right kind or right amount of sleep, fix it. Any way that you know you're not eating right, fix it. Any way you know that your interactions with other people don't feel generous enough or peaceful enough, fix it. Clean up your overall health. Your body knows what it's going to take to sustain a pregnancy, to literally have this parasite living inside and off of it for 9 months, to feed off of the whole body, and then to birth and encompass this new being, or two if you're like me, this new being into to nurture it and give it everything. So the first is overall health cannot be overstated. Secondly, we want to start tracking our cycle, and the most important things we need to know is to confirm that ovulation is actually happening and that it's on time between day 12 and 16 or 17 at the very latest. And The most chance for an egg to be ripe is that it is being emitted, dropped out of the ovary on time. There are ways you can, at home, confirm that you are indeed ovulating. This involves tracking daily and doing some self-assessment. The second is to be sure you have healthy cervical fluid for fertility. Healthy, fertile cervical fluid. That's usually called EWCM, egg white cervical mucus. If your body is making this egg white cervical mucus during your fertile window, which are days before and during your ovulation, you will have the better chances to conceive. And the third is you want to make sure that your basal body temperature is increasing and your progesterone is increasing the right amount after ovulation to help implant and sustain an implantation. These three are key for any woman, but in particular women over 40, because again, you want to optimize everything else that you do have some ability to support. These last three things I mentioned. They're all things that you have the ability to support if they're coming up short in your self-tracking. Once you know that you can support those and optimize those, then the whole playing field is optimized to wait for that one good egg, which for you might come in the first month you're trying, but like a roulette wheel, we don't know where it's going to land, and there just are, we have to assume, less good eggs. Are there no good eggs over 40? Very unlikely. It's very likely that well until close to menopause, which for some women start at 50, there are some good eggs. The thing is, we can't control when your ovary is going to admit that good egg, and if it's 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 or even 1 in 5 if you're one of the lucky ones. We have to expect it's going to take us longer to conceive, so we want to optimize everything we can to conceive. So much more is available on my blog and my YouTube channel, both with the name Fertility for Real, fertilityforreal.com, or the YouTube channel Fertility for Real, which I put up with tons of complimentary information. And I do offer a free initial consult because I want to help. I want to help the thousands of women and couples who are struggling to conceive, and I do believe some of it is needless. We just need to get educated and get in the know and get in the center of our own fertility so we can optimize it. And then we might need to reach out for advanced reproductive technologies. And that is my story. I really hope that all this was helpful, trying to give an overview to what I would say to any woman of an advanced maternal age. But there is so many details here, so feel free to call for your free initial consult or to look at all the different posts on the blog and the YouTube channel and get a lot more detailed information. All the best.